Is it too dark to record? You guys are just gonna have to deal with it because I want to record right now, and here we are. Hey, sorry I haven't posted in a while, although I can't say that's unique for me. That's probably why half of my subscribers don't even get notified when I post videos, because I post so sporadically that the YouTube algorithm is like,
surely nobody wants to watch this girl anymore.
Which is fair enough, but the procrastination has been a little bit different this time. I mean, usually I just sit down to make a video and my brain's like,
maybe you should just drop everything and watch Love Island instead.
So that's what I do. But this time, I just can't bring myself to make fun of another tween movie that came out in 2006 that I have all the same problems with as every other movie I've talked about. Maybe it's because I'm 20 now. Like, I'm not even a teenager anymore. Should I really talk about The Click for 20 minutes? Should I really? And before you freak out, I'm totally not saying that I'm discontinuing the garbage movie series. Just that from now on, I'm only going to do those videos on movies that I have specific and expressible problems with. You know, movies I'm really jazzed to rag on, which means they might come around less often, but they'll be better for it. New year, new me, you know? I want to make some newer types of videos and delve into newer topics than straight to DVD tween movies or the newest Netflix high school flick, even though that's what this video is about. So we're trying new things today. The first being putting my face in the video, because consistent editing styles.
Never heard of them.
But actually, because it should make for more convenient editing, will make it easier to avoid unfair copyright claims, and I think my bookshelf is kind of cute. The second thing being positivity. So since the dawn of my YouTube channel, there seems to be one comment I get more than any other besides people telling me they find my voice soothing or annoying, and that's that I should start making videos about movies that I actually like. What a Marvel idea. And I've tried it multiple times, but the problem is it's way harder to explain why you like something and then why you hate it. When I'm enjoying a movie, I'm not usually thinking of reasons why I'm enjoying it, I just am. Whereas when I hate a movie, I'm collecting a list of justifications in my head, probably because I feel more obligated to be right when I hate something, whereas when I like something, I don't really care if I'm right. Like, what are you gonna do? Argue with me about it? I think I will be able to explain why I like this movie though, simply because I can compare it to something that I don't like. So, to finally get to the point after this absurdly long intro that anybody who isn't subscribed to me probably wouldn't even understand, here's why Dumplin is not a garbage movie. So Dumplin was released on Netflix in December based on a novel by the same name, which I have not read and will not be considered in this review. And it is criminally underrated and underdiscussed. Remember when the Insatiable controversy went down and everyone was all up in arms and these tweets went viral saying things like, give us a story where the fat girl stays fat and learns to love herself. Well, that's what this is, but like the 17,000 people who cared so much are nowhere to be found. It's about this girl named Willow Dean. Her mom, Jennifer Aniston, is like this famous pageant queen in their southern town, but Willow Dean sort of resents that because she's always felt disconnected from her mom. She mostly looked up to and spent time with her aunt who died before the movie's events. When she's looking through her old stuff, she finds an application that reveals her aunt wanted to join the beauty pageant but never did. This prompts Willow Dean to join the beauty pageant herself in a form of protest because she wants to ruin it. This is the part of the movie I still don't really understand because, like, if you want to ruin the pageant, joining it isn't necessarily going to do anything. Even if you plan on doing a bad job, people will just think you're doing a bad job. And also, you'd think finding this information out about her aunt would make her have fonder feelings towards pageants, but you know, we're just gonna let that one go. Anyway, she eventually kind of likes being in the pageant and uses it as an opportunity to love herself and grow closer with her mom. Happy ending, yay. Reviews of this movie are mostly positive, but nobody's really talking about it, like, comparatively to how much people talk about every other major Netflix release. And the thing is, even though I really love it, I get why this movie might not be a standout to everyone. I think the primary reason it stood out to me so much was because it seems to be what I've been asking for so long from a movie like this. Now's when I should probably tell you that this video is going to make a lot more sense, probably, if you've seen my Insatiable and Sierra Burgess videos, or just seen those show and movie. I'm pretty sure that wasn't grammatically correct. So yeah, if you're like me, you couldn't help but notice some very obvious similarities between this movie and Insatiable and Sierra Burgess. Mostly Insatiable. I mean, a story that's prevalent theme is weight and beauty standards that chooses to express that theme through the Southern pageant circuit, featuring a best friend who the main character bonds with over a very specific celebrity's work, a romance, a distant mother. It's kind of insane. Like, obviously Insatiable is trying to be a black comedy, and this isn't. Insatiable as a show, this is a movie, and their plots are pretty much exactly not anything like each other, but altogether there's a lot that goes hand in hand here. As far as Sierra Burgess goes, they're mainly different aside from their themes, but I just think there's a couple things Sierra Burgess can learn from this movie. Basically, a lot of the reason why I love Dumplin is that while I was watching it, I kept thinking of things that I'd said in my previous videos and realizing that it was correcting tons of the problems I had with those other two movies and show. It's basically like what I wished those were. Let me break it down for you. This is the story of a big girl who joins a pageant, not because she has some weird pervy crush on a married 40-year-old who called her pretty once, but because she wants to prove her worth to her mom. Who gets a boyfriend, not because he finally noticed her when she became skinny or because she pretended to be skinny, but because he likes her. I'm totally obsessed with Beau, by the way, but he has a lot of arm hair. I don't know if anybody else noticed. He has a lot of arm hair. She not only learns to love herself, but also gets over her own biases and resentments for girls who do enjoy pageants and who do work out and stuff. By the way, she's the one who mends things with her best friend and love interest after she wronged them previously, unlike a certain character whose problems were magically solved by a song about her own insecurities rather than an apology. But you know. Details. I mean, even Willow Dean's obsession with Dolly Parton makes more sense than Debbie Ryan's obsession with Drew Barrymore, because she used to listen to it with her aunt and she like lives by her lyric. Whereas in Insatiable, it's just there. Like, I love Drew Barrymore as much as the next girl does, and half of my comment section is just people telling me I look like her. But they could have connected that to those characters somehow. And they might have. I've still only watched the first 3 episodes. Although, I did stumble upon the last one where I found out she, like, murders some guy. Also, the best friend character is an actually good friend who helps Willow Dean learn a lesson as opposed to being the predatory lesbian stereotype. Probably its biggest difference from both Insatiable and Sierra Burgess is that its protagonist is likable. She's not a murderer or a catfish. You know, one that probably doesn't belong in jail. It's not perfect. The narration only shows up at the beginning and end, which is lazy. The drag plot sort of fell flat for me. The side characters, even though I like them, feel pretty one-dimensional. The plot structure is basic and it's all pretty predictable. But all in all, the movie gave me a bunch of warm and fuzzy feelings. And it accomplished a message that Sierra Burgess and Insatiable were trying to get at, but couldn't because of their lack of self-awareness and general problematicness. We need to find a new word for problematic, I think. I think that word should die. So if you haven't watched it, I say do. I think we need to start giving more attention to movies that do things right, especially when we've previously complained about movies that have done the same thing wrong. Maybe that's rich coming from me, but here we are. Thanks to everyone who recommended it to me, because I wouldn't have known it existed otherwise. For some reason, Netflix wasn't shoving it down my throat like they do literally everything else. Or I just didn't check the app the day that it was highlighted or something. I don't know. Subscribe and follow me on Twitter and Instagram, please. I don't usually ask that, but I want more followers. I also have a Snapchat, but I never use it. Bye!